Hi, Sean Huxton here. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds with me. Tonight we're going to talk about another Mattel Polly Pocket collab, and it's one I never heard of before. I don't know anything about it, and it wouldn't even be on my radar, except it looked pretty good and I kind of liked it. So the box comes like this. I got this directly from Mattel Creations. It is in fact a Mattel Creations exclusive, but I believe you can get it in other places. And I'll tell you about that in a second. So it's in a plain box. Once again, we get the Polly Pocket Collector Compact, and then there's no real details or information on the box itself. So we're going to open the box, pull out this thing, packaging, more packaging. And this is it. I'm going to zoom out a little. This is the GCDS collaboration. Again, do I know what this is? I really don't. But when it came down to it, I really liked the compact. I mean, there was something about this that I really liked. I really enjoyed the there's no detail on the back, unfortunately. I really enjoyed the aesthetic of this compact. It's another heart compact, and I just recently did the Clueless compact, and this actually has a lot of similarities to the Clueless compact, and including the fact that it's a heart shape. And when I did my review of the Clueless compact, I reviewed a bunch of other original, vintage, and modern heart shape compacts. And this is yet another one. This did not exist when I wrote that review. I ordered this from Mattel Creations, and just got it today. So I'm really eager to open this up. I'm going to read the back for a second. I don't know if I'm going to read the whole back. I will let you read it. It's in Italian and English. Now, the idea of the compact is it is GCDS, which is Giuliano Calza Design Studio, which apparently is a thing that I did not know about. But look, there's branding everywhere. It's on the back there. It's on the cart. It is on the box, obviously. It's on the compact itself, I think. Yes, it is. So what is it exactly? Well, it's a fashion studio, apparently, a design studio. It's in Milan, I believe. And the idea of this compact is it's taking you through parts of Milan. And so let's get right to opening. By the way, certain collabs price differently than others. For example, my favorite of the collabs is the Addams Family, and it sold even at Walmart, I believe, for $30. And it's a wonderful compact. It is my favorite of all. I'm just going to briefly open it to show it to you. This is so Addams Family. It is amazing. It is the way they should be doing collabs, and it's beautiful. I'm going to put this beauty right here as we talk about this one. At $30, this was $45. Clueless, I think, was $30. So this is a bit more expensive, but I think one of the reasons is this is not going to be as mass-produced as a lot of the others. There won't nearly be as many of them. So when you make fewer of them, the price is going to go up. And it's a bit more of a niche collab, I think. So let us find out what's inside. We're going to open it up now. Well, of course, there's tape. I'm going to be curious to find out how collector-friendly this compact is. A lot of the collabs are very collector-friendly in that you open the container, or you open the carton in the box, and the whole thing goes right back very nicely into the box. And it is designed specifically to allow everything that you take out to go right back in very cleanly, so that you barely know you've even taken it out. And I'm starting to think that might be the case, because this is just a shell, and it looks like these are just snapped into the shell, like a lot of them. But it looks like you can put this right back fairly easily. Now this is interesting. I don't know what this is. So we're going to pull this off and see what this is. So this is Mattel Creations Certificate of Authenticity. So I think another reason why this one is a bit more expensive is that it is being marketed as a collector exclusive. Unlike, say, the Addams Family, which is on wide market, but is still the best, by the way. So I think I'd have to open this. I'm not even sure if this is just a card or I think it's just a single card, so it doesn't open, so I'm not going to take it out of the wrapper. And this there certifies that, yeah, so it basically means I bought it It's legit. Fine. We all know. All right. Well, what do we get? Let's talk about the accessories for a moment. We get, wait a second. Okay. Okay, I was thinking that was taped in. Some of these accessories are taped in. Let's pull them all out. And then we'll talk about them. Interesting. The first accessory is a bicycle. And I thought, hey, I've seen this somewhere before. A pink bicycle, apparently it's significant to the brand. I don't know, but it struck me as familiar. So I took out my another one of the great collabs, which was about $45 or $50. So this was an expensive one as well, but this one is massive. It's got all sorts of, it's got like two sides to it, 3 flaps that open, many characters. And they also have these bicycles. And the bicycles, hang on, I've got a yellow one right here. The bicycles are the same. So this is just a pink recast of the bicycles used in the Stranger Things compact, which I'll place right here. Let me move my mascot a bit. So we have the pink bicycle, and of course Polly will stand on that. And this will sit right here. Then we have the gelato cart, which is branded GCSD as well. And a gelato cart with a, I wonder if it has a peg. Will it fit? We'll find out. And then there is a pizza box with the Italian colors on it. And this pizza box, we've seen it before, but we've seen it colored differently. I'm not entirely, yes, I think it did have the pizza logo on, the pizza engraved on top. These are always notoriously hard to open, by the way. But they do open. And you would be you'd be forgiven to think it didn't open, but there it is. And that's a pizza. I, again, don't know what that has to do with the brand, but it is Milan after all. And then we have 2 Polly Pocket characters in the vintage style. And she's wearing the GCDS shirt, and she's wearing a party hat. Now, this is the same casting, I believe, from the, is it the Starbright dinner party? I believe it might be. Anyway, we've seen this character before in a recent Heritage or Keepsake collection, and this is very Polly Pocket, isn't she? She's very vintage Polly, so that's kind of cool. Now that we have our figures out, let's have a look at the compact itself. And I am kind of excited about this one because I really like the setting here. And I'm going to bring out a couple of special guests in a moment. But let's talk about the compact first. First of all, let's find out what it looks like closed. So it is a heart compact, but it has got an interesting luster to it. It's not shiny, typical shiny or matte. It's got an almost pearlescent, you can see it on the camera, I hope. You see that the pink kind of turns into like a purplish red, and that just kind of changes with the light. And so that's kind of cool. And then there's the Polly Pocket standard vintage logo, and then GCDS, of course. Back of it says Polly Pocket Collector. There's a serial number there. And then kind of etched in is the 2025 GCDS. I believe that might be laser etched. And then 2025 Mattel, because that's a brand new one for this year. Again, let's open her up. Now, I always start at the bottom and move to the top. So what do we have at the bottom? Well, we have this golden fence, and that's a heart-shaped fence almost. It's kind of heart-shaped as it contours around the heart shape of the compact itself. And then that has gates, and these gates, I believe, they open. Yes, they do. They open outward. Do they open inward? They do, yes. So they can open all the way in. And that leads us to a manufactured or a manicured garden. And I really like the compact here because they didn't skimp on color. A lot of modern Polly Pocket sets will have a lot of molded detail, but they wouldn't do any paint. They often don't do paint. And the molded detail is detailed here. Stonework everywhere. I love it. This fence has got the logo on it as well. The fence looks to have these little lanterns on top. And this may indeed reflect an actual park in Milan. I don't know. Let's pull them out for now and have a look inside. That won't go past the stair. And then what we have over here, I'm not quite sure what that is, but it's also got the logo on it. That's the GC. I wonder, does it spin? It does. It does not. So I'm assuming, yeah, the DS is on there, but you just can't see it unless you look carefully. And then we've got roses here. So a lot, like I said, a lot of Polly Pocket modern sets don't paint enough, but this is well painted, good detail. And a lot of it now, where they used to paint these details on, a lot of these now are like embossed in, like inlaid. So you've got the pink plastic shell inlays into the yellow outer inner shell, and then you've got this extra piece that fits in here, in which the inner shell is used to inlay detail on this piece, which is obviously glued in. Then you got this beautiful fountain. I have to say, I quite like that. Does it spin? I always love a fountain that spins for some reason. This one does not, but there you've got this little stylish water bubbling coming up. Another logo pillar. A very nice curved brown love seat bench, sort of. And it looks like there's a place for a character to go here. Then you've got some bushes and flowers, which I really like. And there's several footholds. So even though you don't have a lot of characters, you've got a lot of places to put them, which is good because you can stand them around. And I imagine you can always bring in other Polly Pocket friends to help walk around the city with you. Up top, look at this again. Stonework, beautifully done. Beautifully done stonework. And then you come to a pizza place, which is also GCDS. I don't know if anything... Oh, clearly that's a hinge, so this is going to open. So grab it by the heart-shaped handle, which has a little Polly logo, a little Polly character on the door. And you open it up to see, oh, the inside of the pizza shop. And there's the sign, and there's the pizza sign there. I wonder if that doesn't move, does it? No. 2 chairs. Looks like we have a pizza already laid out on a table. The table is done in like a gingham plaid, which is really nice. That's a lot of detail. See, I like this set partly because it's well painted. And then you've got a piazza outside, a typical Milan piazza. And then upstairs we've got the GCDS shop, I believe. And what we got here is some of the style, I guess. There's a shiny silver shoe, there's a large telephone couch, a cat table, and then some fashions and gifts here, probably. The cat here, you've got fashion on a model and then a plant. And the logo again. And again, the detail's rather nice. So that's actually pretty good. I'm going to close the door. Now let's populate some stuff. So I believe in the pictures, the cart, I believe, is supposed to go in against this pink peg. At least I think it does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so the cart goes there. And you can see that the cart is curved in order specifically to fit that curved wall. But of course, you can move the cart around, place it anywhere you like. I don't think there's a place necessarily for the bike, but you're just supposed to bike around the city, I believe. The pizza can obviously go in the pizza shop, but there's no place to really put it because there's already a pizza on the table. And what do we not do with pizzas? We don't stack pizzas, guys. Let me put that here. But now you can place your Polly characters just about anywhere around the city. I love these purple stairs, I gotta say. What does it remind me of? So I'm going to bring out a couple special guests now. I think it kind of reminds me of the Secret Garden set. Now, forgive me if I don't have the name exactly right because it's been a while. But this is a set that I got that I absolutely adore because it is a garden. I'm trying to stand my Polly up. 1 second. And if you watch my videos, you know I'll drop something on the floor. Polly's on the floor. Hang on. So this is one of the garden sets, the vintage garden set, and I love this set. But you've got this little turnable seat here that moves Polly along a track, and as you move Polly along the track, you get those little features here. The little bunny comes up and the flowers come up. But obviously, the new set does not have that. And there's a statue here. But the garden really kind of is reminiscent to me of the garden in this set. But also, and a little, it reminds me of the Fifi's Parisian apartment. For similar reasons. I mean, you get your yellow interior, obviously, but there, you know, you're looking at, this is supposed to be a little slice of Parisian life. This is supposed to be a little slice of Milan life. And I think it does a really good job. Now, let's talk about price. And obviously, price is subjective. Can you afford it? Do you want it that badly? It's $45. Modern Polly Pocket sets that are in the stores right now generally go for around 16 to 20, but the larger ones go for 24 up to 30 maybe. Collabs like Addams Family, $30 that was. Other collabs like The Office and Friends were quite expensive, 65 I think, 55 and 65 maybe. This one I believe was 50 or 55, I can't remember exactly. I got most of them on discount. But you have to decide whether this is worth it or not. And to me, this is probably as close to one of the vintage compacts that Polly Pocket has produced in modern years, with the exception of the Mermaid Cove, which was a design that they never produced originally, but they then brought it out in the Keepsake collection, which of course made it well worth it. That was $40. So, I mean, these are rough prices, and of course they vary depending on where you buy them. This can be purchased right now on creations.mattel.com at $45, I think, plus shipping. So, you know, you have to decide. And I did tell Leah Polyfan that I would tell her whether or not this was worth it. I think really I was going to advise whether or not I liked it enough. And then, of course, you all can decide, should I go buy this or not? I believe this is in a fairly small run. And when I said earlier you can get this in other places, I do know one place you can get it is at the GCDS shop. So, and I believe I've seen some people purchase it from there. So I think this is going to be a fairly rare collectible. But again, these things are so subjective. This might be worth nothing in 2 years. There's no way to know. But for now, I think I like it enough that I'm comparing it to vintage Pollys. So that's a good sign, I think. And so I'll shut this up now. I'll close this down, put the characters down. I'm kind of hoping this will just close without having too much trouble. Let me close the gates here. And will it close? This is always a test of mine, because so many modern sets are pop and swap, and there are so many pieces in there. You don't know where to put them. Will this close? Easily, easily. Because, you know, there's only a few accessories. Okay. That was my review of GCDS. That would be the Giuliano Calza Design Studio. And yes, I did have to write that down because I never will remember it. And I hope this was useful to you. You, of course, can decide whether or not you want one or not. I think that if you wait too long, they'll be very difficult to find and the prices will start going up because people will scalp them on Facebook or eBay. Maybe not Facebook. Okay, for Sean Huckster, this has been Magical Little Worlds with another Magical Little World. Talk to you later. Bye. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds with me. I'm Sean Huckster.